the battle for technological dominance just became a lot more intense. And as a response to the growing tension around the world and unbelievably advanced threats, the United States just created its very own hypersonic missile, a weapon that is deemed unstoppable and whose lethality cannot be rivaled by other technologically advanced nations. Does this missile have what it takes to restore peace? What are the capabilities of this advanced weaponry? Join us as we explore the futuristic designs of the U.S. hypersonic missile that can destroy China in seconds. While it is believed that China is ahead of every other nation regarding the making, testing, and deployment of hypersonic weapons, the United States has spent over $12 billion in the development of hypersonic weapons. One of the major reasons why this weapon is preferred is that it can go 5 times faster than sound, so it's hard to stop them with current defense systems. Jeffrey McCormick, who analyzes defense for the United States, explained to the Congress that China has the best hypersonic weapons because they've been working on them for 20 years, putting a lot of money and effort into making, testing, and using them. However, a new development has changed the narrative, as the United States has proven again that it is at the forefront of technological advancement for a reason. No country, not even China, can take its place. China, with its DF-17, is not the only nation that has made massive headway in the development of the formidable hypersonic missile. Russia has also developed its own missile, the formidable Kinzhal and the mysterious Zircon. Do you believe that these two hypersonic missiles combined cannot stand against the new United States' $30 billion hypersonic missile? There is only one way to find out, and that is by comparing the capabilities of these hypersonic missiles. Beginning with Russia's mysterious Zircon. While Russia has not announced the deployment of the Zircon, Ukraine has stated that it has proof that the nation used a highly advanced hypersonic missile, which is extremely difficult to defend against for the first time in the nearly 2-year-long conflict. The Kyiv Scientific Research Institute of Forensic Expertise, a government-run organization, stated in a message on Telegram that debris found after an attack on Kyiv on February 7 indicated the Russian military deployed a Zircon hypersonic cruise missile. According to the institute, markings on the recovered parts and fragments, along with analysis of components and characteristics, point to the Zircon missile being used in combat for the first time. The telegram message that was sent included a video showing numerous pieces of debris believed to be from the new missile. Although Ukrainian authorities confirmed casualties from the February 7 attacks in Kyiv, no deaths or injuries have been directly linked to the reported Zircon missile. They didn't mention where the missile was launched from, but earlier reports in Russian state media suggested it was fired from a warship. Experts have also confirmed that the Zircon is a powerful weapon if it lives up to what the Russian government claims about it. Its hypersonic speed means it's nearly impossible to defend against using Western missile defenses like the Patriot, according to the Missile Defense Advocacy Alliance based in the United States. Also, according to the MDAA, they claim that the missile can reach speeds of Mach 8, which is almost 9,900 kilometers per hour. If this information is anywhere near correct, the Zircon missile just might be the fastest in the world, making it almost impossible to defend against just because of its speed, the Alliance says on its website. The MDOA also pointed out that the missile creates a plasma cloud during flight, which helps it remain invisible to radar. It was noticed that during flight, the missile is completely covered by a plasma cloud that absorbs any rays of radio frequencies and makes the missile invisible to radars. This allows the missile to remain undetected on its way to the target. Aside from the Zircon, the Russian Kj-47M2 Kinzhal is also a formidable weapon. This missile, also known as Dagger, is a Russian missile that flies very fast and can be launched from planes. It can travel about 460 to 480 kilometers and reaches a top speed of Mach 10. This missile can carry different types of warheads, including nuclear ones, and can be launched from Tu-22 M3 bombers, MiG-31K interceptors, or modified Su-34 fighter bombers. It was the first hypersonic weapon used by Russia, and it became operational in December 2017. This hypersonic missile was announced along with other new strategic weapons that have been developed in Russia by President Vladimir Putin. The Kinzhal missile is based on an older ground-launched missile called the 9K-720 Iskander, but it's modified for launching from aircraft. It's designed to hit both stationary targets and moving ones like aircraft carriers. The Kinzhal's high speed allows it to penetrate targets better than slower cruise missiles. In Russian media, the Kinzhal has been promoted as hypersonic, suggesting it's a new and advanced technology, but it actually uses standard ballistic missile technology at very high speeds. The claimed range of the Kinzhal varies depending on the aircraft carrying it, with estimates around 464-80 kilometers when launched. The cost of one Kinzhal missile is said to be about $10 million. Now to the Chinese hypersonic missile. The Dongfeng 17, also known as East Wind 17, is a Chinese missile that can be moved on roads and uses solid fuel. It is designed to carry a hypersonic glide vehicle called the DFZF. This missile likely started being used around the second half of 2019 and is the first tactical ballistic missile to have a hypersonic glide vehicle. China has invested a lot in developing this missile and other hypersonic weapons. The goal of these programs in the People's Liberation Army is to counter enemy missile defenses and create a quick, precise strike capability that catches enemies off guard. Hypersonic glide vehicles are not as fast as regular ballistic missiles when they re-enter the atmosphere, but their ability to maneuver and fly at lower altitudes makes them harder to track and predict, which challenges older missile defense systems. In 2018, a United States official mentioned that China had conducted about 20 times more tests of hypersonic weapons compared to the United States in the previous decade. The DF-17 and other Chinese hypersonic glide vehicles are developed by the 10th Research Institute, also known as the Near Space Flight Vehicle Research Institute, which is part of the China Aerospace Science Industry Corporation First Academy. The hypersonic missile, initially known as the Wu-14, was confirmed by U.S. officials in 2014. Media later identified it as the DFZF, likely an earlier Chinese name. From January 2014 to November 2017, China conducted at least 9 flight tests of the DF-17 at the Taiyuan Satellite Launch Center in Shaanxi Province. The missile makes use of the rocket booster from another Chinese missile called the DF-16B. Also, the DFZF hypersonic glide vehicle on the DF-17 is harder to intercept because it can change direction, unlike regular ballistic missiles that follow predictable paths. The hypersonic missile can also be used to attack air and missile defenses before using other less protected weapons. Chinese sources mention that the DFZF has a regular explosive warhead, but United States intelligence thinks it could also carry nuclear weapons. Now that we have checked out the capabilities and designs of the hypersonic missiles of the United States' closest rivals, let's delve into the main subject, the United States hypersonic missile that is deadly enough to destroy China within seconds. The United States has just developed a technology that is definitely unrivaled. This rocket is called the Mutant, and it has the ability to change direction while flying. This innovative missile is part of the ongoing progress in aircraft technology, leading the Department of Defense to invest billions in new air defense systems. The ability of this missile to alter its shape and trajectory mid-flight means it can effectively target highly maneuverable aircraft like 5th and upcoming 6th generation fighters. The question now is, how does it work and how powerful is it? Most importantly, are there any missiles in the world that can come against it or defeat it? Turning rockets are a project by the Air Force Research Laboratory that has been under study for a while. After years of effort, they have unveiled their technology using a modified Hellfire rocket. The Mutant rocket has a unique front section that can bend up to 40 = 5%, enabling faster changes in direction. However, this innovative design faced challenges during development. To create this new type of projectile that can handle high temperatures and stress at high speeds, especially with the need for sharp turns at speeds exceeding 1,250 miles per hour, the Ministry of Defense faced a challenging task. After exploring various options, they developed a solution using a composite structure composed of an internal metal frame filled with elastomer. This design enabled the Mutant rocket to fly at supersonic speeds while enduring temperatures up to 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit. The Air Force is interested in the Mutant because modern airborne targets are skilled at avoiding missiles. Usually, missiles launched from jet planes struggle to change direction quickly, and often need to slow down to be more maneuverable. Alternatively, they can use small lateral engines to gradually adjust their course. But these methods are now considered outdated. The Mutant technology offers a new and innovative solution to this problem. However, the Mutant is not the only new missile that the United States defense sector is working on. The renowned aviation company, Lockheed Martin, has been developing hypersonic weapons for a long time and has now unveiled their latest achievement, the Hawk, America's first hypersonic missile. The Hawk is definitely a force to reckon with in terms of speed because its standout feature is its incredibly high speed, capable of maintaining Mach 10 in flight, which is equivalent to 7,500 miles per hour. No other missile or aircraft can match this speed, making the Hawk capable of targeting any threat while remaining beyond interception. Another intriguing capability is that this advanced technology is developed with the ability to allow the missile to fly and maneuver with exceptional agility. Combining this technology with the Mutant's capabilities would create the most lethal missile in the world. How was such technology created, and how does it work? The design of the HUAC consists of an air-based solid fuel rocket, which contains a hypersonic block with a tactical boost glide engine. During flight, the missile rises to an altitude of 11 miles, after which the warhead opens, releasing the hypersonic arrow that strikes the target like a bolt of lightning at a range of over 300 miles. It was also noted that the missile's test launch was carried out from the legendary B-52 bomber, which means it can even be used on older aircraft models, thus expanding the capabilities of the U.S. military. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress is a large, long-range strategic bomber made by Boeing. It's been used by the U.S. Air Force since the 1950s and by NASA for over 40 years. This jet-powered bomber can carry up to 70,000 pounds of weapons and has a typical combat range of about 8,800 miles without needing to refuel in the air. But the Air Force aren't the only ones with such powerful weapons. The main goal of ground-based artillery installations is to destroy the enemy with maximum efficiency, and efficiency means the precision, speed, and range necessary for the installation to process its targets. For example, the HIMARS standard ammunition can successfully strike a target, but only from a distance of 37 miles. That's where the tactical MGM-140 missile comes to the rescue, which you know as the ATACMS. The MGM-140 Army Tactical Missile System is a type of tactical ballistic missile made by U.S. defense companies like LTV and later Lockheed Martin. It uses solid propellant, is about 13 feet tall and 24 inches wide, and can travel up to 190 miles in the longest range versions. These missiles can be launched from both the tracked M270 multiple launch rocket system and the wheeled M142 high mobility artillery rocket system. The launch container for an ATACMS missile looks like a standard MLRS rocket container with a lid featuring 6 circles. This design helps disguise the type of missile loaded inside, making it harder for the enemy to identify. This missile is a massive 13-foot-long weapon that wreaks havoc on ground targets. It weighs about 1.5 tons. Just one hit from the MGM-140 can completely destroy a target, and possibly several because it can carry cluster munitions that cover a large area. What the military values most about the ATACMS is its impressive range of 168 miles. When paired with a HIMARS launcher, the missiles can strike from a distance as far as from New York to Washington, making this combination a formidable weapon. The U.S. military can use the Mobile 270 MLRS rocket launcher system to shower the enemy with missiles. This American-made rocket artillery is designed to destroy targets anytime, day or night, in any weather condition. It can handle snow, rain, or wind, firing high-speed rounds selected based on the battlefield situation. But what makes this weapon so powerful are its incredible missiles. You've heard about the ATACMS, but there's another equally potent missile. The unique AT-2 rocket was a top-secret U.S. development because its working principle is unlike any other cluster munition. Instead of scattering small shells, it unleashes 500 anti-tank mines across the field. Imagine trying to cross that kind of obstacle. The M270 MLRS system can carry out this operation in just 60 seconds, leaving behind a surprising defense. This rocket has a German counterpart, which is equally devastating. The Mars 2 reactive salvo fire system, essentially a licensed copy of the American M270 MLRS system, has become even more powerful with the addition of the TOU anti-tank missile. Equipped with self-guided combat elements, this system releases a swarm of small projectiles mid-flight, each targeting and attacking from above to eliminate heavy machinery. The Mars system unleashes incredibly powerful attacks that shake the ground, including a cluster warhead filled with anti-tank mines, wiping out targets and moving on to the next. While these rockets can devastate entire cities, they lack self-defense capabilities. That's where air defense systems come in, and the Iris-T SLM remains one of the best. This is Germany's most advanced air defense system, capable of destroying aircraft, helicopters, drones, cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, and even satellites with an astounding attack range of 17 miles up. Unlike other systems that require cover and separate reconnaissance units, the Iris-T SLM is fully self-sufficient. It can take position, track targets for hundreds of miles, and deliver precise strikes without repositioning. Equipped with 2 radars, one stealthy and one providing 360-degree 3D tracking, the Iris-T SLM can monitor over 180 targets at distances up to 155 miles. Once the enemy is detected, powerful guided Iris-T missiles move to intercept, capable of hitting targets up to 92,000 feet in altitude, even surpassing the reach of modern fighter jets and low-flying satellites. Now on to the next weapon, the LRHW. The United States long-range hypersonic weapon is also a great addition to the United States military. This weapon is a medium-range missile being developed for use by the United States Army, with plans for a ship/submarine-launched variant by the United States Navy. The missile includes a large rocket booster that carries the Common Hypersonic Glide Body, or CHGB, in a nose cone. When the booster reaches high altitude and speed, it releases the CHGB, which glides at hypersonic speeds toward its target. Dynetics will build the hypersonic glide vehicle, while Lockheed Martin will build the booster and assemble the missile and launch equipment. The CHGB has been successfully tested twice, in October 2017 and March 2020. The Army plans to deploy the missile in 2023. The Navy plans to have the weapon on Zumwalt-class destroyers by 2025, and later on Block 5 Virginia-class submarines by 2018. Initially, it was also supposed to be used on guided missile versions of the Ohio-class ballistic missile submarines, but funding delays and the boat's upcoming retirement caused those plans to be abandoned. In 2018, the Navy was tasked with leading the design of the Common Hypersonic Glide Body, with input from the Army's Rapid Capabilities and Critical Technologies Office. The design of the Common Hypersonic Glide Body is based on an earlier system called the Alternate Reentry System, which was tested in the early 2010s as part of the Army's Advanced Hypersonic Weapon Program. This system itself drew from the Sandia Winged Energetic Reentry Vehicle experiment prototype developed by Sandia National Laboratories in the 1980s. Sandia handles the design work, while Dynetics builds prototypes and test units. The first test of the Intermediate Range Conventional Prompt Strike Flight Experiment 1 occurred on October 30, 2017. A missile that could fit in the launch tube of an Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine flew over 2,000 nautical miles from Hawaii to the Marshall Islands at hypersonic speeds. The Common Hypersonic Glide Body was tested in March 2020. The first stage solid rocket motor was tested on May 27, 2020. In 2021, both stages of the missile booster and a system for controlling thrust vector were tested. On October 29, 2021, the booster rocket for the long-range hypersonic weapon passed a successful static test in Utah, which also included testing the first stage thrust vector control system. Training with inert missile canisters began in March 2021. On October 7, 2021, the 17th Field Artillery Brigade of the I Corps received ground equipment for the first operational LRHW battery. The United States Army plans to deploy the long-range hypersonic weapon in an 8-missile battery consisting of 4 M983 trucks and trailers, each carrying 2 missiles and launch canisters alongside a command vehicle. The LRHW has been named Dark Eagle by the U.S. Army. Thanks for watching. While you are still here, click on the link on your screen to check out another of our videos. See you there.